Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been well. I've been really well as well. Thanks for asking. This video I'm going to be talking about EDC. I'm going to break this into kind of a three-part mini series, I guess, talking about on body carry, which is this video. Then I'm going to be talking about like a bag carry that you might carry kind of every day, bag. And then I'm going to be talking about vehicular carry, I guess. And they're all going to be wrapped under the EDC umbrella because for the most part, for me, that's kind of an everyday thing. Every day I have what's on my body, pretty much every day I have what's in my bag, and pretty much every day I'm driving somewhere, so vehicular. So it kind of fits into this system, so to speak, for me. And this video is going to be largely kind of conceptual, philosophy of use, but for those gear guys of you out there, I will be talking about specific gear, why I use that specific gear, some of my thoughts behind my choices. For those that are just looking for gear, I do have videos of most of the stuff on my channel. I have multiple EDC videos. I have an EDC bag video. I have a get home bag video. So if you're into that kind of stuff, check my channel out. So this is going to be a little bit more, like I said, philosophy with some gear mingled in. It's going to be kind of like podcast style. So if you kind of want to just put your headphones on and do something else or listen to it in the background, it'll be a good video for that, for those that are into rambling and stuff. All right, so EDC. EDC stands for everyday carry, and it's just that. Even if you don't think you have an EDC, you do. It's just the stuff that you carry every day. So your keys, maybe your chapstick, if you're not carrying anything tactical like that. For a woman, it may be your purse and that kind of stuff. So everybody has an EDC, and some people, probably those that are watching this video, integrate more stuff. Knives, unless you're in England or something, and guns if you're in America or another relatively free country, and that kind of comprises most of the on-body carry. So let's take a step back, I guess. Why am I making this video? Maybe I get asked all the time what my EDC is. I get asked all the time for EDC videos. I get emails from people saying, oh, I didn't even know what an EDC was, but I've been doing it for 15 years. Or I get people that are like, I'm kind of new to this whole tactical gun kind of preparedness mindset. Like, can you give me some tips, or why do you carry, or what should I look for? And this channel really started off as kind of a resource for new concealed carriers, and so I'm going to bring it back to that a little bit. And yeah, like I said, there will be some rambling. I normally, when I do rambling, I kind of put a timestamp down here. I'm like, you can skip ahead to the meat, but this whole video is going to kind of be rambling, so there's not really any part that you can skip ahead to. So yeah, EDC rambling video part 1 on body carry. So there's some normal stuff that you just have to carry every day. That's your keys, maybe your wallet, and maybe your cell phone. So whatever you want to carry for that, that's cool. I'll just very briefly go over mine because it is an EDC video, and what I got to show it, right? So I'm still rocking a Ridge. This one's an OD. This is the aluminum. It's very minimal. I don't even have the money clip in here. I don't use cash often, but I do have a 20 kind of wedged in here between my cards. And that's it for me. Wallet, very minimal. I've done reviews on wallets if you're interested. Cell phone, I have a Google Pixel 2 XL. That's my main jam on Project Fi. This is a very minimal case with this little metal back because I use magnets everywhere. I love magnets. I have them everywhere, in my bathroom, while I'm brushing my teeth, in my car, whatever. Maybe I'll do a whole video on magnets and how they integrate into my life and how I use them for EDC organization and stuff like that. If you want to know more about that, let me know. And then keys. So I don't carry many keys on me. I carry simply my Tacoma fob in this special case. It's like 30 bucks or something. I got it from Tacoma Beast. I will link to everything that I mentioned gear-wise in this video. I'm going to be doing a little bit of rambling at the end with some like brief channel updates and stuff, but just if you're wondering and I mention I talk about something, I'll probably link to it down below. Okay, so those are kind of the three things that pretty much everybody carries. So beyond that, then, if you get into be a little bit more prepared, then you might carry a flashlight, or a knife, or a multi-tool of some sort. I carry both of those. So primarily I carry an Olight Mini, just because it's very small, it's very functional, it has multiple modes, it has a magnet on the back, it has a nice clip that you can also use to put on your hat if you need to use this as a headlamp or something like that. Uses a rechargeable CR123, and I've had nothing but great things. I do oftentimes, when I'm using two hands at night, I'll put it in my mouth like this and use it. I don't bite it with my teeth though. I kind of hold it between my lips. It's a very light and very short, so it lends itself well to that. I've had concerned subscribers reach out to me and say, don't do that, CR123s explode sometimes, but I live dangerously, what can I say? So this is my main jam. This is what I'll carry when I am carrying a gun with a weapon light on it. I'm only saying that because if I was to carry a gun that didn't have a weapon light on it, or if I wasn't going to carry a gun, or I was going somewhere like a sporting event where you got to walk through metal detectors and can't, then I'll usually step it up to a bigger light. The one I'm using recently is a Surefire Tactician. The reason that I kind of step it up to a bigger light is these little lights don't have little momentary or tail click activation, which for a tactical application, when I'm using it with a weapon or something, I do want. So this does have that. So this is the Surefire Tactician, I forget if I mentioned it, and it has a momentary only mode where you just press it in, and as soon as you let go, it's off. And for tactical applications, that's pretty nice. If you do want it full time, you can twist the tail cap and now you have full time. And you can also just twist the tail cap and get into a low, I think it's like a 5 lumen mode. So even though this is a singular purpose light sorta, with the momentary only tail cap, it really has more than just momentary only. So if I need a little more power, if I need a little more control, if I need a little more tactical applications, i.e. I'm not carrying a gun that has a weapon light mounted to it, then I'll carry one of these guys. And that's just my own philosophy, that's just my own thing. I try to keep my stuff, for a gun guy, I try to keep my setup as minimal as possible because I like to be convenient. I don't like to stick out. I don't like to wear cargo pockets, that kind of stuff. So this is all my setup stuff. This is all my philosophy of use. It's not necessarily going to fit into your lifestyle. Maybe you like cargo pants filled with everything. That's cool if you do, more power to you. I'm just not really there. So those are the two lights that I kind of been mainly using. Again, the O light if I'm carrying a gun with a weapon light, which 99% of the time I am. Then we get to a knife. So a lot of people will carry a knife, or some will carry a multi-tool, some will carry both. This is what I'll often be found carrying only. This is a Leatherman Skeletal. This is the CX kind of special edition with a Damascus blade. The Skeletal, I love it because it's a nice thin profile, has a good pocket clip, has pliers, has screwdrivers with multiple bits, and a bottle opener. So it only has the tools. It doesn't have like an awl or a can opener, a hook or a leather punch or whatever. It doesn't have that kind of stuff because I don't use that stuff on a daily basis. The rest of this stuff I do find myself using oftentimes. So that kind of takes me to a point where it's like, if I'm carrying something on my body, I don't want to be weighed down. Whenever I change pants, I don't have to transfer 40 things over. So I just kind of want to transfer the minimal amount of things. That's why I don't carry a dedicated knife and a pocket tool. Usually I will just carry this because this knife is good enough for, what do I use a knife for? Usually opening boxes. So this knife will get me by. It's not really a defensive blade. In a pinch, I could kind of use it as something, but yeah, that's what I do. Sometimes I'll carry a defensive blade when I'm prototyping various knife sheaths and stuff for different holsters. I have prototyped a lot of knife sheaths that I've kind of made that have integrated with my holster system. But I kind of took them out of videos recently because I just get bombarded with people that want those so bad and I don't have the production capacity. I'm working on building up my holster production capacity, so that is to come. I'll talk about a holster here in a second. So anyways, a blade, whether you want to use a defensive blade or not, I typically don't because I carry a gun and that's the tool I will go to, and I'll go to it in 99% of situations versus going to a knife. A knife is really a last resort. I'm not saying they have no applications. They obviously have a ton. Just from my personal setup, my personal carry, my personal philosophy, if I have a gun, I'm not always carrying a defensive blade. Though, because I love gear and because it integrates well with my holsters, these prototypes I have, and it doesn't really add any bulk, any time, anything like that, I do carry it. But if I were to like have to do a separate thing onto my belt, I wouldn't mess with it. So I'll talk about defensive blades in the future and their use, but for now I'm just gonna kind of breeze over it and say, whatever. I do carry a pen. I only have this prototype. I can't really show it, but this is a prototype. I'm working on prototype tactical pens that I don't want to talk too much about. But a pen, if you want to carry a pen, obviously you can carry a tactical pen to use as an improvised defensive tool and also to write. So I'll oftentimes jot down notes. Sometimes I carry around a pad, like a notepad, usually in my backpack, where I'll jot down some ideas for videos or products or sketch out something that I have in my mind that I don't want to forget. Oftentimes I'll keep one by my bed because I feel like right when I'm trying to go to bed is when some of these ideas oftentimes pop up. So anyways, you could carry a pen because there are multiple uses for it. So that's kind of my philosophy, and that's pretty much my whole setup aside from my gun. So my gun is I carry a Glock 19 with an extra mag. Again, I make and sell holsters if you're interested. I will be launching my website soon because I am ramping up my production in order to handle the increase of sales. So right now I'm just having people email me, but I'll put down below, depending on when you watch this video, I may be selling holsters on my website, or I may be just doing email. So if you're into that, check down below. So anyways, my holsters, these holsters, this is for a Glock 19. I have a 17 backup, 17 round mag backup. I've done a whole video, I've done a bunch of videos on Glocks. I'm carrying the PL Mini. It does have a charging port down here, built in, so you can charge this in my holsters exclusively. As far as I know, I was the first one to do it. Maybe there's been people that have copied since, but you can hook up the charger. You don't even have to take it out. So that's really cool. So a holster system and a gun system, what's going to be important for you is you're going to need to carry it. So if you're not ready to carry a big gun, I would say step it up and just do it. But if you're not ready, don't fool yourself and get a big gun even though you know you're not going to carry it. If you need to carry a shield or a Glock 43 or whatever, then carry that gun if that's going to make you carry every day. You know what they say, the best gun is the one you have on, the one you have on you. The best camera is the one you have on you. That can be applied to a lot of things. Anyway, the most important aspect is to get a gun that you're going to carry. A big part of whether you want to carry the gun or not is going to be how comfortable your holsters are. So my holsters, I kind of set out, I gave like a whole holster backstory as to why I got into holster making. Been doing it for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years for myself. I've been selling them for a few years. I got into them primarily because the designs out there sucked. I still think most of them do. Especially around comfort. So this, you would say, wow, man, a Glock 19 with an extra mag, carried appendix, how can that be comfortable? But it is. My holsters, I'm biased, obviously, but a lot of people will agree. You know, if you've bought my holsters, chime in below. Let other people know how they're working out for you. Even if you hate them, I guess you could let me know. But let me know if you hate them in an email so I can try and fix it. These were designed by myself for me, but I've got a lot of feedback from. I've sold thousands of them at this point and had hundreds of people give me feedback. Pretty much all of it is positive. Some people are like, I love the holsters, best holster. I might change this or that. And I've tried to integrate those little changes to make the perfect holster for me and for most of the people. So comfort. All that to say comfort. I've designed my holsters primarily around comfort. Though I do a lot of training. I take self-defense seriously. I want accessibility. I want it to work. So it's not just like a comfort with all of the other features thrown out. It's a very functional holster, but very comfortable because I think comfort is key. For most people, especially new people that are getting into concealed carry, they're gonna want something that's comfortable. You'll hear people talk about carrying a gun isn't supposed to be comfortable, it's supposed to be comforting. And I think that's kind of BS. I think if you can carry a system, I'm carrying a Glock 19 with an extra mag, and it's comfortable. I'll wear it all day. I'll go on road trips with it, whatever. So I believe if you can make the system comfortable, there's no reason not to. So that's kind of my philosophy. So that's kind of why I got into making holsters, because for myself, and then I wanted to help people carry better, and I wanted to help people carry every day. A holster like this, there's a lot of them out there now, though it does ensure you have a backup mag. Am I going to need to run, 32 rounds through someone? No, not necessarily, but you'll probably miss. Maybe you'll get a malfunction. Stripping the mag and putting in fresh mag is one of the easiest ways to clear most malfunctions easily. So an extra mag has a lot of practical uses besides pumping someone full of 32 rounds, multiple assailants, movement, that kind of stuff. So I'm a huge proponent of carrying an extra mag. So this ensures that you have it on you. And another feature of these holsters is that they're super easy to get on and take off. You're not having to mess with giant things and hook it up and make sure your belt buckle is on the back of your body, all that stuff. So they're very functional. Then in addition to, those are kind of the main things that people talk about for EDC, because those are the things that I try to carry every day. But there's a few other things like belts. You want a good solid belt, especially if you're carrying extra weight, holster with clips or loops or whatever. You want something that's a little stiffer. It's not an absolute requirement, but gun belts are pretty cool. I just recently did a video on my personal favorite belts, which are Cobra belts. So if you're into belts specifically, check that video out, Cobras. I'm giving 2 belts away to my Patreon users, patrons, Patreon. Anyways, I have a Patreon where you can help support the channel. You can dive a little deeper with me, ask questions. I give a little more attention over there because it's not a giant community full of trolls. So if you're into wanting to connect more with Last Line of Defense, I do monthly giveaways, awesome giveaways too. I'm not giving away like a used t-shirt or something. These are cool. So I'm giving away 2 belts to Patreon this month. First, if you're a Patreon on the first of the month, if you're a Patreon at 556 level, you don't have to do anything. You're automatically entered to the giveaway. So anyways, yeah, good belt. And then clothing, shirt is what it is, a hat is what it is. I've made a video or 2 on being a gray man, which is another concept that you may hear when you get into this new world, new tactical world. You need to be the gray man. You can't wear camo. You can't wear tactical pants. I think for the most part, that's BS. I try not to wear like blatant gun shirts, like I'm going to shoot you in the face, or I'm carrying an AR-15 in my back pocket, stuff like that. I kind of steer clear from. But if it's subtle, if it's camo, I don't really care because people aren't paying attention. The only people that are going to know that you're wearing gun tactical, the only person that's going to know you're wearing 511s, honestly, this is a largely misrepresented thing, but the only people that are going to know that are other tactical dudes. I've had girlfriends and friends that weren't into the tactical, and I ask them like, would you notice that? And they're just like, no. I mean, I'd notice that they maybe don't look that stylish or fashionable depending on your crowd or the person. But nobody knows. It's such an overblown thing. If you want to wear your 511 tactical pants, yes, wear them. You're not going to be a shoot-first person. If anything, it's going to dissuade a criminal that is really looking at how people are dressed. So that's just my thoughts. You can disagree if you want. That's cool. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. But I think that's largely blown out of proportion. So all that to say, clothing, I like tactical pants because they're a little stretchier. They're a little more mobile. Oftentimes, they're just more fit to an active lifestyle, which I am. I don't necessarily, like sometimes I'll forget to bring gym clothes and I'll just go work out in tactical pants and it's fine and I can squat and I can do everything, or I'll just go on a hike, go from work straight to a hike, go out for a run with my dog. And obviously I will change into appropriate clothing when necessary and when I have the time, but I like the ability to just go straight from here to there and it's fine, it's seamless because that's my life. I'm busy and I'm on the go. So tactical pants work well for me for that aspect, but also because they have a lot of pockets. So I like separation. Probably a lot of people follow me or know my channel because of my pants reviews. I've tried all of the pants out there. My personal favorites, for those that are asking, probably are the Vertex Delta. Sorry, that was my email. My favorite pants probably are the Vertex Delta Stretches right now. I have like 3 or 4 pairs of them. I think the pocket layout is good. The fit is really nice. They don't look crazy tactical. They're stretchy, super comfortable, come in a variety of really slick colors. So Vertex Delta Stretch are my main jams right now. Just to mention it, I do have a vertex.com coupon code that I'll put down below, 25% off. LLOD, those 4 letters save you 25% off over there. So yeah, I wear a lot of different types of tactical pants, tactical distributors and 511s and everything you can imagine. I've probably tried them, but Vertex Delta Stretch are kind of my main jams right now just because I love the fit and the pocket layout of them. And then footwear. Footwear is largely up to, clothing also is typically kind of up to your job maybe or what you're doing. My job is very flexible. I can wear whatever I want. So I'm usually wearing kind of like tactical type clothing. And shoes, I usually wear athletic type shoes, something that's really comfortable. I do sometimes do shoe reviews. I'm going to be doing more shoe reviews, boot reviews, stuff like that, because I do have a lot of experience, I guess, and I've tried a lot of different stuff. A lot of companies send me things to try. So Shoes is dependent on, yeah, if you need to dress up, obviously dress shoes. If you're running, obviously running shoes. If you're whatever, then casual shoes. I typically go for comfort. But I do always typically wear a shoe. I'm very rarely wearing like flip-flops or sandals unless I'm at the beach or the river or something like that. Because I think really the ability to run, the ability to fight, the ability to be super mobile is very important for me. If I'm out camping, sitting around the campfire, maybe I'll throw on some Crocs or some flip-flops or something. But like in my day-to-day life, I like to have shoes because I want to be able to just, at a moment's notice, run as fast as I can, and I don't have to be worried about my flip-flops flying off or anything. So that's me, because I'm probably a little more prepared than most people, but I think shoes are hugely important to have a pair of shoes that you can run in at a moment's notice. And that's not just for gun to react to an active shooter or something. That's a fire, that's any other natural disaster. It's getting out of the way of a car that's going off the road, anything. There's a lot of reasons that you're going to want to be able to run fast in multiple types of environments. So that's just kind of another personal thing where I think shoes are hugely important. I've kind of talked about them in my like TSA travel type videos. So I think that about wraps it up for on-body stuff. I don't think I missed anything. Again, this video wasn't scripted or anything, so if I missed anything, my bad. But that's just kind of some mindset, some theory, some background on why I carry what I carry. I didn't just pick the coolest new thing off the shelf at REI or whatever. A lot of thought has gone into everything I carry. So hopefully that helped kind of give you an idea of what to carry if you're new, or if you're an experienced EDCer, I guess. Maybe give you some other options to think about. Okay, now let's give a couple updates. And yeah, so if that's kind of all you were into, I will upload a part 2 and a part 3 to this shortly after. There may be a few days. Part 3 may be a week after this video. So if you're watching it right away, or if you're on the notification squad, awesome. Thanks for stopping by. If you found the video helpful, informative, any of that stuff, hit that thumbs up video. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, get subscribed. I do EDC stuff, gun reviews, gear reviews, truck stuff, off-roading, Tacoma, overlanding. Going to be doing a lot of that, a lot more of that. And then I do conceptual mindset theory, that kind of stuff too. So my channel's it's pretty cool for me if you're a guy like me anyway. So get subscribed if you're not. That kind of brings me into announcements, channel updates, I guess, for those of you that are into that kind of stuff. Today it was announced on their Instagram anyways. Some of you guys may know of this company already. I did. I was a fan of them. Sorry, my dog's chewing a bone over here. Anyway, the company is called Fieldcraft Survival. They have a hugely popular podcast. It's probably how most people know them. They're a lot of them are former special operations type dudes, and they merge tactical gun training with modern practical survival applications, as well as overlanding, off-road survival. Everything I'm into, really, every single thing I'm into. I mean, I'm into a lot of nerdy tech stuff too, but as far as like this kind of world, everything I'm into, those guys are like the epitome of it. So I've always kind of looked up to them, listen to their podcasts, not every single podcast, but listen to a lot of their podcasts, and just kind of followed them in the shadows, I guess. And I always thought their rigs were super sweet, a lot of inspiration for like the overland type crowd. Anyway, they're starting this new thing called Fieldcraft Mobility, which is kind of mobility in the aspect of your vehicle is your mobile application, or your motorcycle or your bicycle or your feet or your get home bag. So kind of this all-encompassing mobility, movement, getting from point A to point B, best how, gear, that kind of stuff. And they're kind of focused on that aspect. They still do kind of the tactical gun courses and stuff too. But anyways, they reached out to me recently, which was awesome. And they're like, hey, you want to get involved with us? We know you have your own brand, your last line of defense. We're not trying to take that away from you. But if you want to be kind of like, maybe we can get some kind of symbiotic or synergistic, I guess might be a better term, synergistic relationship where, you can try out our products and rep some stuff, and we can support each other and bounce ideas back and forth and hang out and do some training and go on trips or whatever. And they reached out to me and kind of proposed that. And I was like, that sounds rad. I love you guys. Let's do it. So I'm like part of their tribe now, I guess, kind of an ambassador for them, I guess. I may do a full video. I haven't actually met any of them in person. They're HQ'd over in Durango, Colorado, which is Colorado, but it's still like 5 or 6 hours away from me. So it's not like I can take a trip over there this weekend and say hey to them. But I do want to meet up with them soon. They have some courses, I think, planned. Again, this is brand new, so I don't know much about like how our relationship's going to evolve or anything. But they don't have a huge YouTube presence. They have a bigger Instagram presence. I'll link to them down below, their website and their YouTube. They're going to be pumping out more videos. They got a lot of cool things in the works. So I'm happy to be a part of that, excited for that relationship because it's right down my alley. So yeah, it's just kind of a channel update more than anything. Pretty excited about it. As well as I'm getting work done on my Tacoma. I've been watching a lot of like overland YouTube stuff because I've always been, so I was like into wheeling a long time ago, like in college. I had like a couple lifted trucks and I had this crazy Suzuki Samurai build out that was like lifted 8 inches on full coil. It was a nutso rig. It could go anywhere. So I've done a lot of four-wheeling in the past, but I kind of float through hobbies. I was into motorcycles and fast cars, and kind of now it's come full circle to where overlanding didn't even exist back then, and now it was just kind of like off-roading. It was more rednecky, I guess, and now it's kind of like overlanding, which people are, buying brand new $50,000 trucks and putting another $50,000 into them, and it's nuts. There's a lot of rigs out there that I just drool over, and I'm just getting mine to kind of like a little bit more capable mode because it can get crazy expensive, and I don't have the kind of money to throw at it. I am hopefully going to be working with some cool companies, maybe, not getting sponsorships, but maybe getting discounts on this and that. But I haven't explored too much. So I'll be doing a full review and install of like the mods I do, and that's really exciting because I'm really into that. And I know a lot of you guys are because my truck videos are pretty popular and people ask for them a lot. So lots of truck stuff coming up this year as well. Okay, I think that wraps it up for announcements. Sorry, this video is going to be over 30 minutes long, I think now. So, yeah. Again, this was part 1, EDC on body, both kind of a gear check / philosophy. And I hope you liked it. Next video I'm going to upload, probably the next video right after this video I'm going to upload is EDC backpack gear. That might be a little shorter because I just recently did a full in-depth thing of what I actually carry, and then this video is going to kind of be a little bit more conceptual. So if you're just looking for the bag I use and all the gear I have in it, I already have a video on that. I'll link to it. Just search my channel for EDC bag, or it might be my for new subscribers. I think it's like my main video I put up there because it's got a lot of cool stuff in it. And then truck gear for me, but vehicular EDC applications after that. Comment down below if you have any questions, recommendations, if you think there's a cool item that I need to check out or try or whatever. Give me feedback. Let me know if you like this video, this format, kind of just talking. I know people love my rambling videos or they hate them. I'll get people that are like, oh, whatever, trolls. Anyway, feedback's always awesome. Again, like I said before, Patreon's cool. I'm kind of building up a user base over there, kind of figuring it out. I just started it last month. But I'm going to be doing giveaways. I'm going to be posting Patreon-specific content. I do Patreon only once a month live videos, so you can get on there. It's a much smaller, tighter knit community, so I'm able to get to everybody's questions and hang out for a while. I'll also live random number generate the winner for that month's giveaway. So yeah, Patreon. I've been really liking it. It's a nice platform to connect and kind of weed out the trolls and that kind of stuff. So if you're into that kind of stuff, cool. Again, I'm not trying to, I always feel weird talking about Patreon because it's like, it is a platform where you help support the channel financially. So yeah, I don't like to talk about that much, but it is cool because it's its own community over there, which I'm really liking. Okay, that's it for rambling, guys. Links below, links about all this information below. My video descriptions always have links to my other social media outlets, ways to contact me, coupon codes I have for you, and all the links that are relevant to that video always down below. So always, if you're wondering anything, that is a good resource. Like I said earlier, I'm building out my website. I'm going to be putting resources over there. I'll probably be starting to do a thing where I integrate a blog post and a newsletter sign up, so that way you can subscribe to it. And anytime I post a video, I will also shoot out the email, so that has that will have all the restricted links in it straight to your email. You can click it, buy whatever, look at whatever, so that way I can link to the gun sites and stuff like that. So I'll announce more of that when it's available, but that's kind of in the works, as well as this. I'm going to be working to get some hats made. The first run's going to be multicam black flex fit, though I may work with a company that does multicam black snapbacks, and I'm kind of working with logo placements and stuff. Anyways, stay tuned for that. If you're thinking about buying a hat, just hold off on it and wait for this and buy it because it's going to be sick. All right, that's it, guys. Take care.